Ladies and gentlemen, Jay-Z has filed a defamation lawsuit against the young lady who said that him and Sean P. Diddy Combs SA'd her at the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards. The young lady has now recanted and said that it was all made up and she was pushed by her lawyer, Tony Busby. Oh yeah. Let's get into some of this straight game.
Life is like some cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Play each situation correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy DELRAY, Richardson, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, Straight Game TV. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. Like I always say, if you want to be one of the first people notified when I drop this straight game, please do me a favor and click on what appears to be the little bell notification right below this video. I'm going to get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay-Z has filed a defamation lawsuit against Tony Busby and the Jane Doe who alleged that Jay-Z and Sean P. Diddy Combs SA'd her at the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards during the time when Sean P. Diddy Combs was dating Jennifer Lopez. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a full stop. I'm just gonna get right into it. The young lady is basically saying, you know what? It was all made up. And here it is right here. Look. Jane Doe has now voluntarily admitted directly to representatives of Mr. Carter that the story brought before the world and court and on the global television was just that, a false, malicious story. She has admitted that Mr. Carter did not assault her and that indeed it was Tony Busby himself who pushed her to go forward with the false narrative of the assault by Mr. Carter in order to leverage a maximum payday, Jay-Z's defamation lawsuit said. Ladies and gentlemen, I had made prior videos about this when it was actually going on. I seen a lot of YouTubers actually jump on the bandwagon. And like I said, once again, I don't know if it's hate for Jay-Z because he's successful, got money, has a beautiful wife, family, kids, and all of those. But the sad part about this was people did not reserve judgment, right? They wanted it to be true simply because they just wanted it to be true. You know, it seems that misery loves company. But more importantly, yeah, this just hit like I said, this hit like a ton of bricks. And like I said, the young lady is now basically saying that, hey, you know what? It didn't happen. She's never met Jay-Z. You got to understand, man. You know, and so she's saying that Tony Busby made her go with these false claims so he could leverage a payday. So now, if we are to believe that this one is false, we are to believe that all the rest of them are false because all of them are Jane Doe's and John Doe lawsuits. You know what I mean? Like I said, once again, and you know, so look, check it out. Jay-Z filed a defamation suit on Monday against an Alabama woman who claimed that he awed her when she was 13, and since she has withdrawn the lawsuit. I knew when Jay-Z actually took away the sanctions for Tony Busby, that was part of the deal, I'm sure, and that he would drop the lawsuit. But I don't think Tony Busby thought that Jay-Z would then be filing a defamation lawsuit. But that's what Jay-Z did. He filed a defamation lawsuit and against Jane Doe. And like I said, her attorney, Tony Busby, and another guy. Basically, Jay-Z's lawsuit said the woman identified as Jane Doe timed her lawsuit to inflict maximum pain and suffering on Mr. Carter to extort payments from him. Do you know that Beyonce and Jay-Z's daughter, Blue Ivy, were both in the movie Mufasa? And Disney was questioning whether Jay-Z should even come to the premiere and support his own daughter in regards to that, because of the negative publicity that had rang around the world in regards to him allegedly being involved with this false and fictitious lawsuit. Now the young lady is saying that it was false. Listen. So when you think about it, the lawsuit also names the woman's attorney, Tony Busby and David Fortney, whom Jay-Z alleged were soullessly motivated by greed and an abject disregard of truth and the most fundamental precepts of human decency. It's like, dude, I mean, how much? I mean, Tony Busby has been getting paid for these oil lawsuits and all of these other lawsuits. And it's like he got 30 lawsuits against Diddy. All of them are Jane and John Doe's, right? But like I said, like they say, you can sue a ham sandwich, man, trying to claim that it's chicken, but we know that it's pork because it's a ham sandwich, right? So that's the sad part about it. So, the woman initially, what we all know, claimed that Jay-Z and Sean P. Diddy Combs took turns SAing her when she was 13 at a party following the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards. Both men denied the allegations. Listen, and the sad part about it is they tried to make it seem like like she was 13. Do you understand how malicious that is? To try to make this, she's 13. The girl's father said he didn't remember. She said she got picked up by her father. They rolled with the whole lie, man. So when you hear something happening like this, I feel sorry for real victims of this type of stuff, because, Tony Busby, from what the young lady is saying, is like, hey, he didn't really care about the real victims. He didn't care about people who really suffered from this type of stuff. It was all a money grab from Jay-Z's perspective. And so, yeah, and she's basically flipped and went on the other side, right? It said Jane Doe withdrew her lawsuit last month after Jay-Z raised questions about the veracity of her account, and his attorney sought sanctions against Busby. And like I just told you, Jay-Z and them dropped the sanctions. When they dropped the sanctions, I knew the lawsuit was going to go away. Because at the end of the day, the lawsuit was totally false. And now that the young lady is admitting, she's outright admitting that the lawsuit was totally false. And it's crazy, man, when you really truly honestly think about it, man. Once again, we go back here again. Let's go back here again, because look at these words, man. Jane Doe has now voluntarily admitted directly to representatives of Mr. Carter that the story brought before the world in court and on the global television was just that, a false, malicious story. She has admitted that Mr. Carter did not assault her, and that indeed it was Tony Busby himself who pushed her to go forward with the false narrative of the assault by Mr. Carter in order to leverage a maximum payday, Carter's defamation lawsuit says. And you know what? I'm sure that they have probably an affidavit or something of that nature of this young lady saying that before they put this in the lawsuit, because that's one of the things that would be real concrete proof of what she's saying is an affidavit, right? Jay-Z was basically saying, hey, you know what? I was the victim in this situation, but nobody seemed to care because they feel like, well, he got money. So, it don't matter. You know what I mean? It basically was an extortion plot from what Jay-Z's attorney is saying, right? Now, listen to this. Now, Tony Busby, he likes getting in the media. He had 3,000 people that he said that was assaulted by Diddy, which is an astronomical, crazy, dumb, stupid number, right? Like, come on, really? None of the people that Tony Busby has alleged that Diddy had did something to them has filed their lawsuit with their name in it. It's all been Jane or John Doe's. The sad part about it is this one right here was so malicious the 13-year-old, and they alleged it was going to be alleged that Jennifer Lopez was there, and she had watched all of this, and she was supposed to be Celebrity B, but it never got that far because Jay-Z once again fought, and they, like Jay-Z saying, he's saying, hey, look, man, they wanted this to have the maximum effect. When my daughter was in the movie Mufasa, and Beyonce was in the movie Mufasa, like I said, and all of the other things. And also Jay-Z said that he lost some money on a few business deals that, people were kind of backing away from him. That's in a totally different lawsuit than this one, right? But Tony Busby says, in response, Tony Busby released a statement saying, Sean Carter's investigators have repeatedly harassed, threatened, and this poor woman for weeks, trying to intimidate her and make her recant her story. She hasn't and won't. Instead, she had stated repeatedly that she stands by her claims. The same group of investigators have been caught on tape offering to pay people to sue me and my firm. After speaking with Jane Doe today, it appears that the quotes attributed to her in this lawsuit are completely made up, or they spoke to someone who isn't Jane Doe, right? Tony Busby also added, this is just another attempt to intimidate and bully this poor woman that she will deal with in due course. We won't be bullied or intimidated by frivolous cases. The sad part about this? The young lady's on the hook for the money if Jay-Z win this lawsuit. She's on the hook for the money. Tony Busby don't have to pay anything other than what's, alleged to be judged in the lawsuit. So the person that gets hurt in this matter is the young lady. I'm sure, I don't know how much money she has, but I'm sure she didn't have any kind of money for the kind of money or what the kind of statement that Jay-Z's making. Jay-Z's putting a clamp on, like, hold on. Don't you ever come and say I did something that's crazy as that was alleged. It was all a lie. And the young lady has spoken as much about it. Now Tony Busby releases this statement talking about, or they spoke to someone who isn't Jane Doe. Are you kidding me? If she was sticking to her claims, then why did the case get, why did she voluntarily drop the case? If she's sticking to her claims, she can't stick to her claims. You understand what I'm saying? The sad part about that is it appears to me that Tony Busby is saying this to save face. But guess what's going to happen? Oh, this case is going to court. Oh, this defamation case is definitely going to court. Because that's exactly what it was. It was defamation. It was trying to dirty up Diddy. It was trying to dirty up Jay-Z. Two successful young black males, right? And like I said, Diddy did what he did with Cassie. We still don't know anything in reference to the other accusations. Like I say, anybody can get sued. You know what I mean? But the fact of the matter, when you're dealing with facts, right? It's sickening. It's sickening. So like I said, the young lady is now saying that, hey, she was pushed by Tony Busby so that he can receive a maximum payday. It was not about her. It was never about her. The allegations were false. She's saying Tony Busby pushed her to move forward with this false, malicious story in order so that he can get a maximum payday. It was not about this young lady at all. And as I read the statement that he just released, it's still not about this young lady. It's a damn shame. He's saying that the young lady stands by her claims. Well, as a lawyer, if you believed and she stood by her claims, why did you drop the case? It's sickening, man. It's sickening. So like I said, we're going to see what happens with this, man. But yeah, Jay-Z filed a defamation lawsuit against Tony Busby and his law firm and against Jane Doe, who has now basically said, once again, Doe has now voluntarily admitted directly to representatives of Mr. Carter that the story brought before the world in court and on global television was just that, a false, malicious story. She has admitted that Mr. Carter did not assault her and that indeed it was Tony Busby himself who pushed her to go forward with the false narrative of the assault by Mr. Carter in order to leverage a maximum payday. Carter's defamation lawsuit said. And you know the sad part about it? Jay-Z talked about that because they tried to throw him some kind of demand letter. He didn't go for that. So, and they were threatening, oh, we're going to add you to this lawsuit, add you to this lawsuit. And it was like, I don't think Tony Busby understood who Jay-Z was. I think he thought that, like, you know what? He'll be so shook up by the bad publicity that he'd settle. Well, the case is gone. And now there's a new case of defamation. So we're going to see where this goes. Your boy DELRAY, straight game.